Hi guys, welcome to Soundwork Orange's detuned kick effect tutorial. Okay, so in the musical excerpt you just heard in the intro, that was quite obviously a breakdown, and in a lot of, I don't know, metalcore, metal, whatever you want to call it, songs that have breakdowns, in some of these bands or producers use an effect in between the chugging to kind of fill in the gaps or to make it, I don't know, sound more brutal or whatever. But it sounds like the kick is detuning. We're going to try to emulate that effect right here within reason. Okay, so first things first, I'm just going to run you through my rack, what you have to set up. So I've got a mixer redrum with a kick sample. You can choose whichever sound you want. You don't always have to use a sample. Use you could use a resample of the drummer that you already have. So you could use his kick and then do this effect to it, or you could use a completely different other kick, just depending on what sound you want. So here it is. Okay, so we've got an EQ for the drum, a compressor, and another EQ after the compressor, which I'll go into detail a bit more later. For the sound effect that we want, I've also got a analog sine synth with Thor right there, you can see, and I've got an EQ for Thor as well. Okay, so first things first, just make yourself a little pattern for the kick to keep repeating so you can hear it while you're trying to get the sound you want. Maybe a little faster. Okay. Alright. Now, I'm going to give it a little bit more bass. So, boosting it at about 60-ish. And then I'm going to give it a mid-cut at about 500. Okay, that's too much. Pretty wide cut. There you go. Okay. Now, the way I like to do things, you don't have to do it, but because compressors tend to make things duller, what I like to do is I like to take out the things that I don't want and just deal with the bass before the compressor, and then add click and all those kind of highlights after the compressor. And that also helps because the compressor isn't set off early by whatever high frequencies you put in. So I'm just going to compress it now. So I like to start with a huge threshold, huge ratio, fastest possible attack and release, and kind of adjust it from there. So just alright. And now I'm going to put in the click and just some high frequency stuff. So I usually boost around 2.5K. There it is. Just a wide boost. And just a little bit more attack, just in the higher range. There you go. Alright, cool. So there's our kick sound. Now we're gonna get the detune effect. So you can see I've got a sine wave set up, and I'm just gonna lower the octave. Yep, that's about right. I like to have it a little bit detuned. Okay, now the trick to making it sound like it's going down is you want to have maximum res and a low filter. And just kind of mess with it until you get the sound that you want. That's about it. Okay. You want to have a fast attack, but not too fast. You want to kind of try to match it with the kick, but you want the kick to be the attack, and this is kind of the decay of the kick, this sound. So you want to have a pretty slow release time. Okay, and then we're going to start EQing it. So cut out basically everything below kind of the bass and subsonic ranges, because that's what we're going for. So boost around maybe 60, the same kind of low end as the kick, and just cut everything below, say 200 or 150. Maybe a boost at 100 or so. Okay, so let's hear that again. There we go. So you can hear that rumbling off into the distance. So now just switch over with tab, and you want to trigger the synth here with your kick, by the kick, sorry. So go to your gate out and link that up with the gate in from the synth. Here you go, your trigger. There you go. So now what happens is, when we hear the kick, also, you have to have this set to repeat. Don't forget that. There. Now, when you trigger the kick, that should also set off your synth. So, there we go. And you can kind of adjust whatever your release time is, depending on how long the break is between riffs, to however you want it. There you go. Pretty cool, hey? Alright. So that was Soundwork Orange's detuned kick tutorial. If you have any questions, just feel free to contact us on the site. Alright, cool guys. Thanks.